much attention has been paid to the physical sufferings of the Lord. And indeed, they were many. You get some insight into his physical misery when you watch the movie, The Passion of the Christ. But in this passage from the Gospel, we get just a glimpse into his mental suffering. That men in whom he had invested himself for 3 years, at the crucial moment they stumble. One betrays him, the other denies him. Many of them abandon him, in fact, all of the apostles except for one. I cannot begin to imagine the mental anguish that comes from being abandoned by those upon whom you're counting to stand with you in your trial and to lead your church after you've risen from the dead. Some of the saints say that his physical sufferings were a distraction from that mental agony that our Lord endured. In a certain sense, what happens here in this gospel, we might say, is the beginning of his passion. His mental suffering, mental anguish begins at the thought of the betrayal, the denial, the abandonment. And it isn't simply the impact of these things on his own heart. It is the concern for their vulnerability to the enemy of their souls as they stumble in fear, in cowardice, in confusion. I believe even these mental agonies of the Lord, he offered for the salvation and sanctification of souls. He offered it for those who abandoned him. And thank God that his prayer was heard. His prayer heard not only for the apostles, but for us as well.